Hey, what's going on,
What's
ladies and
going
gentlemen?
on? How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another exciting but crazy episode of Anime Unleashed. And I hate to say this, this is like another debate, another battle that debate in the '90s. It was similar to the shenanigans we had when we were comparing certain animes. If you were a high school student, junior high school, elementary school student, and you remember the wave when the thing first came out called Pocket Monsters. The little gadget where a lot of girls will be buying that thing. Oh my God, mom, mommy, can you buy me this? Can you buy me those kind of things? I ain't gonna lie, those two were kind of annoying at the guy. A lot of us guys were looking like what the hell it is and why it's so popular among females, which was ridiculous. I'm sure Wally and many others can remember when you go into school, they have it tag onto their book bag like a Christmas tree.
Yes, the Tamagotchis or something like that.
Those who are that's annoying. Now, some of the boys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sure you guys are there. You will go behind and steal them on purpose just to piss them off. And this is where we have a bunch of raving mad females chasing you down the hallway, asking for their pocket masters because they're so cute to them, and you couldn't stand it. But it went from toy into a little game to a little game into an anime, which is now known as Pokemon. Now, Pokemon was the game that landed on the Game Boy system. You got the Red, Pokemon Blue. You gotta remember when you're playing that game, you trying to max out your Pokemon so you can compete with others. Then they had a feature whereby I think they had like a particular cable you connect to another particular Game
Yes, it
Boy.
was for the Game Boy, Game Boy SP. Yeah,
hmm So you can compete. Now, I ain't gonna lie though, it was ridiculous. Then while the Pokemon Wave was coming in, Digimon came snuck in right behind, and it was like, nah. Don't get me wrong. A lot of guys were feeling the Digimon thing because they were getting tired of the Pokemon, the girls, or the cute thing, or the other. It was just get out of hand. This was a thing from the '90s. Either you love it, either you hate it, either you were disgusted about it, either you snatch your sister pocket monster keychain, or you hit it, or you were the ultimate simp. You bought one for your girl. You know what I'm saying? So
hmm.
let's not act like y'all didn't do that for the females because I know I think a lot of guys talk about I got the red one and I'm not gonna lie, too many high school guys back in the day were the ultimate simps. They were binders. I didn't like it, but it's what it is. The first time you take it for decades, it is for decades. Still going on to this day. It has left us and went to our kitties. For decades, fans have compared Pokemon and Digimon, often igniting debate, which the longest debate ever. I don't know. I don't think I think one other debate is longer than this, but we will find out. Over which franchise reigns supreme. While they share eh, similarity maybe.
No, they do, but not entirely.
Yeah, both involving creature that battle and involve that different thing make each unique. And let's break them down. I'm sure you guys watch all the Pokemon series, the arc they had, but no, friend, I had one pet peeve with Pokemon. Ash never got old. What was he drinking? What was he smoking? He was the same age for how many years? Am I wrong, Wally?
Wait, say that again, because you was a little bit low on that one.
For Ash. For
Yeah, what
how
about
many years?
Ash?
He never aged.
Uh, I'm not okay. So this is very tough about the whole age part. I mean, granted, has he really aged? Not really, but I guess it very much depends. I'll say this: they sort of graphically changed his imagery where he looked like he sort of aged depending on certain seasons. Like in this one, they made him more of like a kid in a sense with this graphic a little bit, not as much more mature than he should be. But overall, yeah, it didn't really have much of a maturage type feel, other than like their close scenery and everything else of that nature. So yeah,
If you ask me, he found the fountain of youth and stayed like a kid forever.
pretty
While
much, yeah.
while every other character, hello, in Digimon age. Hey Jay Katachi, I'm glad you were here because I'm gonna be bashing Pokemon. I'm against it, and I'm gonna take every opportunity to bully it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we might be with another shenanigans tonight. Oh Lord,
Snagging. Oh,
can't hear you, Jay.
what I did with Dragon Ball wasn't that bad. What I want to do to Pokemon, it will be bad. What?
Pokemon's one thing. Still
I
can't hear
mean,
you, Jay.
yeah, I hope you fixed my. I'm being honest because what year did Pokemon came out?
Was around 19, I think 97, around there.
1997, during the
Jay,
90s,
you
right?
may have to go out and check your mic and come back in because I'm not hearing nothing you're saying, my man.
Because let's be real, guys. 1997, 1996, 1997. By now, how many years old it Pokemon really is?
Uh, if I look at it right now, 97 versus where we are today. Oh, sorry, whoops. It would be 28 years old.
28. Ladies and gentlemen, this series, Pokemon, is about 28 years old. And Ash is still how old again?
Well, it hasn't been confirmed, but for Pokemon, most trainers at the youngest age can be 10 years old for a Pokemon trainer.
So what age do you think he is in all these years up to now? 12,
Let's give or take. Hold on.
15?
Let me go research how old he was in the series.
Because me and my peer, we were talking about this several times. How is that in Pokemon, Ash doesn't age, but in Digimon, every other character and every other arc age? Are you trying to tell me something about Ash? Is he the undercover pedophile? I'm throwing
What
shade
the?
at him. I'm throwing shade, my dude. Every anime come to this court will face the wrath. We not
I
leaving you.
swear, what is this? A cross examination or a defamation case? What the frick are we doing here?
I'm just saying because when it comes to rivalry, Digimon make more sense than Pokemon. These characters actually
Yeah, look,
age as
I can
time progress.
understand all of that. Respectfully, I can understand all of that. Yes, the age may be a thing, but let's be real about. All right, you know what, David? Go ahead, because I'm going to see. Now you got me in this. Now I'm about to smack the living daylights out of you in this argument. I'm so gonna smack the living daylights
No,
out of you in
because
this argument.
when
You
I was
can't
a
make this
kid,
shit
no,
up. You can't make
here,
this shit up.
here, up. When I was a kid, right, and we saw these Pokemon things, 5 years later, we asked the same question. Didn't I age yet? Like, what's up with this? Like,
See, this is how you know you don't understand that these two animes they're very different for a freaking reason.
so
They
you tell
have
me,
their place for a reason.
So you
But
telling
go
me?
ahead, go ahead. Keep
Are you
going.
telling? Are you
Go
telling
ahead.
me?
Go for your
Hold on,
cross
hold on, hold on,
examination.
hold on,
Go
hold
ahead. Go
on.
ahead.
I'm gonna
Cause
take it off
when
the
I
net.
come
Are you
in this bitch, I don't want to hear
okay?
nothing. I don't want to hear
Okay,
shit.
okay. So you tell me Pokemon in the Twilight Zone that acted
Go
forever
ahead.
young.
Throw your jokes.
He
Talk.
went through he went through so many pairs of friends. He got rid of Brock because Brock was simping too much. He got somebody else. So are you saying Brock aged and he did not age? Like what's up? What's going on? Because I've been questioning this guy for the longest. Like how long you stay that young? Come on. I watch every anime out here. Any anime, someone is aging. But it's only this anime, only Pokemon. The man no age. Is he a vampire? Is he a daywalker? Is he related to Blade? I'm just saying. No, Jay, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm being technical over here. And a lot of my peers in high school, we all say that something is off with this anime. Every year as he passed by, he looked like he doesn't even age. He just stayed the same. Like it kind of like suspect. Like what are you putting over our head? Even Goku will come out here and slap the guy like, dude, what's wrong with you? I grew up. How come you haven't grew up yet? I became a man. I got married. What's up with you? 28 years later and you ain't married yet, but you still have a Pikachu? You're forever bachelor? Hey, I'm telling you, no anime is safe. If you have a flaw, I'm thinking that I'm pulling it out one by one. Jay, your mic, can I hear you?
That's why I try to tell him go out and come back in.
Well, EJ, only if you understand what I've been going through. I'm a big time anime fan, but stick out like a thorn, and you start to scratch your head, and you watch it over the years. But every other anime starts to make sense, but this one kind of like, how long would I stay young? Did he get the Fountain of Youth? Did he struck a deal with Ban from Seven Deadly Sin and drink the Fountain of Youth so he could stay young long enough so he could be a suspect? Like what's up? If you related to Blade, I'm just saying. Even Goku got pissed. We're like, yo, they shrink my age a couple of times with a Dragon Ball, but they do stay young. What's up? He called Shenron and asked to stay young forever. Hey, I'm a tough prosecutor. I will hold the book on any anime. When an anime slip up and think you're gonna run away with it, no, 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 no. We calling it as it is. I'm sorry, Eric. My bad. I'm not putting it for you, EJ.
See, hey,
I
understand
apologize.
that was not my fault this time. That's him. That
That's
was him that said it now.
I claim
See?
it. I claim that. I claim that. But right now I'm being the vicious prosecutor right here because in this debate we call it as we see it. If Digimon screw up, we'll call Digimon out. Yeah, but Pokemon started from the very beginning. It was suspect for 5 to 7 years. Everybody was calling out like, dude, what's up? Why he didn't go older yet? Like, what's going on with him? We watched Digimon. These characters start to age. They start to get older. They start to grow. They start to progress. Yeah, it start to make sense, but act still the same. Really? No, you could no. You could pick your thing, Wally. I'm gonna look what you want to do. Let me see what your defense you have to take for Pokemon because all the girls who support Pokemon, I know they were lame. Cause Pokemon was lame. I'm just saying. I was going after our high school. I was not playing around. Mm-mm.
Have you let go of your? Have you let go of your stance? Have you let go of the baton?
I'll let it go. I'll keep my
Okay,
peace.
hold on. Jay, are you are you able to speak through the mic?
Yeah, I'm able to speak
Okay.
now. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. Okay, well hold it right there because I'm about to.
Yeah, I had to take an emergency phone call.
All right,
Apologize.
yeah,
So,
no problem.
yeah.
We just making sure. That's why I had to let you know. But yeah,
All right. So what's
yeah, no. Hold on, because
Oh no.
David over here was making a cross examination of Pokemon, going after Ash and his age range. Well, first things first, I just checked the verification. So yes, Ash chronologically within Pokemon was 10 years old. That's literally canon. And it's literally canon. So technicality from the time of the series until now, he should be at least 38 years old or 39, whatever, which one, 37, 38 of that nature standpoint at this point in time. Just want to make sure I clarify that for everybody out there. With that said, let me go on forward. And this is how you know, ladies and gentlemen, people do not know and understand why these two are different and why Ash will never grow up and be a different, an older person in the anime, regardless of the fact. Let's get one thing clear. Yes, have characters in Pokemon aged and grown up? The answer is yes, it's very true. How do we know this to be a fact? Professor Oak was one of the many people that have grown up. If you watch the movie, you would know what I'm talking about. In the movie, yes, he was a younger person, and then in the future of where the present of Ash time frame now, he is an old man. Very fucking true. That's canonically true. Here's where I differ, though. And this is where I'm going to literally smack the daylights out of him because he's only coming after one character. Like, he's the only character that didn't age. Like, literally. He's the only character that didn't age. Because last time I checked, well, shoot, let me ask you this. Was Gary a freaking clone of his fucking daddy Blue? Can anyone help me with this? Can anyone help me with this?
Are you talking about the show? Or are you talking about the books? There's a difference.
Well, periodically, we're talking about the show. And plus, two.
And we coin a spade a spade.
I actually wanted to speak. I actually wanted to speak up on the whole age thing because I actually have to correct Wally on something.
I'll go ahead, throw your part in before
because I plan on doing my video.
Before I literally get finished here.
So majority, what they do is, I knew this, but the creators literally of Pokemon have said they've reset Ash's age to 10 a lot of times. The only time where he's a lot older and a little more mature is Pokemon X, Y, and Z. And trust me, I have the sources and I have the sources to confirm that. And the reason why is because the creator all in all said that this was an older, more mature Ash person, aka Satoshi, that's his Japanese
So pause right there, Jay.
And
real quick, just pause right there. You're not proving me wrong. You're proving this guy wrong. Again, I'm saying as far as where it started, I didn't agree that he was there for a reason. Okay. You're proving him wrong. Thank you.
Go
ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, hey,
go ahead.
By David wrong. Yeah, but the thing is, he's supposed to be around, like, not around. He's supposed to be 16, pretty much, and the other characters are and he's leading his own group this time. So, for example, Serena, when she joins, she's around the same age as him, if not 15 or 16, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
Clement and Bonnie. Bonnie's like a little sister, so she's like 8, and Clement's like older. He's like 14, 15 because he's a gym leader. And they all parade around him particularly because he's more mature. He's leading things. He's and also remember they got him to be an actual shonen character more so than anything. That was the only time where, like, the age was actually outside of, like, that 10, 12, 13 nonsense. And decided to age him up and make him more mature.
Mm-hmm.
But after X and Y, Sun and Moon and all them, they reset his age back to freaking 10.
Exactly.
10 and some bullshit. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that, but and also I want to correct something else. Those are different animation studio and different writers on that directors and writers on that.
All right, so Jay, real quick,
Pokemon X and Y, which is why it's beloved and held up as one of the best
All
series.
right, so
I'm
hold
glad.
up
I'm
right
glad
there.
you. I'm glad you put that information. I
No,
appreciate.
but notice I also brought up that information without actually saying it directly. Because what did I said? I said up until the time that he started, up until this time frame, they sort of made him look younger on this end of the stick. But I did said that there was more of an age when you really look at his framework and his clothing. That was part of the sequence of his aging. If you really focused on that periodically, because that was an add-in of his aging.
No problem.
Two, here's another key precursor that he actually did age. Do you not remember the time? I forget which one it was with the particular female. It was the one of Unova. They showed a backstory history between him and that girl that's from Unova that they actually know each other when they were back where? They were back in that I don't know what was that summer camp, right?
X and Y. What are you talking about?
No, the Unova.
Oh yeah,
Unova.
yeah. You talking about Pokemon Summer
Yeah.
Camp?
You remember that summer camp
You
between
sure?
her and the main character, between Ash and the main character? You know,
Yeah, I thought that was with. Yeah, I thought that was Serena. I'm pretty sure
that's from
because
Unova. She's from Unova.
because
She's
I
from
think
Unova. She was part of that series.
Kalos. No, Kalos. She's from Kalos.
That's what I'm saying, Unova.
That's Kalos.
And yet they showed a younger version of Ash. So guess what? He did age. Haha. And two, here's my other simple, small precursor of why I also battle and grotesque this whole notion of age is because of this. Yes, granted, yes, you can definitely see a massive aging of what is in Digimon. I will not disagree with you on that because you will definitely see it by the time you see the second series. Literally, you definitely see the aging.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But the reason why
perpetually like 12, 13.
Well, yeah. But the reason why I say this, I say this on a level of why I don't really pinpoint this on Pokemon is because you have to understand this. Digimon was more so for teenagers than it was so for kids. Pokemon was for kids, which is why Ash will always stay on a pivotal point of an age that looks like he's for kids. Ergo, this is why he is in that framework of that particular age, which is why he will never age past tense beyond what you would think he would be as an adult, because most cases they're not. If you're going to age him older, you better start moving like it's Digimon and make that TV show more adult-like. And they don't. Thank you and thank you. My case is closed. Jay, you have anything else before we move on to the next
Not
topic?
closed yet. We still got more to come.
Oh, you don't got more. You don't.
Damn,
your pivotal. Your pivotal was just his age. You don't got more. You may have more later on. But you don't have more for that.
You should have been here last week. You should have been here last week when I went in on Dragon Ball.
Oh, don't worry, man. I gotta watch.
Okay,
you will laugh.
Eric,
You will laugh.
You say
will
Eric,
laugh.
you said, what is the key difference between Pokemon creatures and Digimon creatures? Well, one thing. The one big difference is the Pokemon creatures were like living, breathing pets. Digimon creatures were digital computer pets. And then two, Digimon creatures can evolve and de-evolve into multiple different forms within their branching tree based upon certain criteria of emotions and connectability towards their trainer.
And attribute as well.
Well, yes. Well, yeah, and attributes, yes.
Right.
And as Pokemons, they evolve through different items and or leveling ups, which is not ultimately grotesque by levels in some cases, but
badges well too.
Essentially we're looking at the TV show. There really is not a level cap, so you can somewhat say it's also motion as well, but with also a maturity level of themselves maturing, where then it also defers growing up mentality as well, which, like Jay said, goes with the badge of where you're going at in the levels of training. Which, if you see the first season, when Edge gets his Charmander and evolves into a Charmeleon, then you'll know that, yes, the level of Pokemon to trainer leveling of companionship will differ where he starts wilding out.
Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Oh, thank you, Jay. I'm glad you said that. Another reason why Ash has grown up in mentality, because he had a freaking level up with his Pokemon. Thank you. Take that to the head now.
So hold on. Hold on. Because I actually want to get a point in. So the difference between Digimon and Pokemon, at least the creatures particularly. Now, Wally hit it on the head. That is the difference overall, and also the connection with their trainer, Tamer or Destin.
Destin?
Yeah, sorry. I know I'm trying to use different terms for them, but yeah, there's Digidestin, Tamer, and then season 4 doesn't really need that personally. You just have to have
I
a
mean,
good you
I
just have to
think
have
they
a
were the
good
same
connection
thing.
with your
Digidestin did have a
DS.
different Digi evolution type.
Oh no, they're Digidestin, but they're legendary warriors.
Okay, right,
So
yeah,
I
Yeah.
pretty
wouldn't
much.
cut
So
out
that's what I'm
4.
saying. They have a
But
different evolution trait.
which
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like the difference
Oh,
is like they
I
don't have
forgot.
partners. They are
Uh,
in Digimon.
I think this is another one you was trying to get onto. The on Digimon side for the Pokemon creatures when they're evolving, they have to. The trainer has to have the device to help them evolve,
Yeah, not only the device, but
which technically is
sometimes,
another item, like I said for Pokemon, but different. It's a
but in
must-have.
some case, the device also has to be upgraded
Go ahead, Blake David.
to get to the next level.
Yeah,
You got more to say, Jay? Before we
you
move
said
on?
they have to be upgraded. No,
Let's go to the next
I'm not.
slide.
All right.
Oh,
I'm waiting until we get to the story part so I can like really
Oh yeah, we'll get to
give an
those. We'll get to
argument
those.
actually.
origin and development started in 1997 as digital pet like Tamagotchis, created by Bandai, which was made mostly by boys.
Well, so I said
Boys.
4 boys. Yeah, 4 boys, not by boys. 4 boys. Sorry.
For boys, but the girls was sipping on this thing hard.
This is for Digimon though.
Oh, Digimon, okay.
Notice the picture, sir.
Oh, I would have paid it. My bad. My fault. Developed into anime, video game, and trading card and manga. In the Repotech series, Digimon focused on digital creatures that inhabit a parallel digital world. Focused on digital world and virtual monster, heavily inspired by cyber theme. Also, the theme focused on employing darker, more mature themes like identity, technology, and letting to be human and digital counterpart, which is something I like about it.
Right.
When you
So
look at
before we go deeper, let's touch the other one because this is only a one parter for the Digimon side. Let's touch also the Digimon. I mean the
mm,
Pokemon.
original development, originally as a video game in 1996. I was right. Oh, I meant to. Our Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green. I think blue. Not my fault.
Well,
Developed by
technically it was blue, but the blue was more international, so I think they did that a little differently based upon the wording. But it was originally Pokemon
oh,
Red and Blue. Pokemon Green was actually Leaf Green, which was later. So yeah.
makes sense. Well, developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo. Created by Satoshi Tajiri and Ken Sugimori. The Pokemon Blue version of the retrospect game was international. You are correct. Created by Satoshi Tajiri, inspired by his love of insect collecting, the concept evolved around capturing, training, and battling creatures called Pokemon to become a Pokemon master. Quickly expanded into an anime trading card toy and a multi-million media empire and a multi-billion dollar industry, which was ridiculous. The franchise emphasized on friendship, exploration, and competition, with focus on turn-based RPG gameplay. I'm not gonna. I think they should have a Pokemon store at one point in Manhattan because of the franchise.
Yeah, that's what Sparta said last time. But is there anything in depth that you wish to speak upon as far as the origin and development so far right here, or we're pretty much good based upon what we just broke down here?
It pretty much, but in based on the detail on Digimon, it
Mhm.
let it be sure that it was more toward you were like we talked about before. Digimon was more toward to the mature audience in a way, and to the degree. Because like you say on the last one, it say focused on digital world and virtual monster, heavily inspired by cyber theme. Also, the theme focused on exploring darker and more mature theme.
Right. This is why I said like Digimon is more for teenagers, Pokemon's more for kids.
That's very, very, very true. And the thing about it, if you were a fan of Digimon, you start to notice something that stood out. It was almost that a lot of these arcs are either another world or another timeline. Because there was a time when all the other Pokemon, Digimon Digitamer or Legendary or whatever you want to call them, they all came at one point and they're from different timeline, different area at the time. But we're on the same planet at one point.
No, I believe they are from the same planet. At this is just based upon different criteria because every Digi Destin ever in the series ultimately all had a different Digivice that was more advanced than the last person's.
That is very that's something I give the credit to the series. There was a level of consistency. There was no copycat. There's no repeating. It let
Yeah.
it be known that okay, this is a new level. This is a deeper level. This could be different for what you expect. I think that what made Digimon very interesting. But
Yes,
my
because
concern with my concern with the direction of the series because it's almost like there's a much bigger picture to this.
because another thing, right? 'Cause like speaking on technology, the technology part was the Digivice, and each season the Digivice was more different and more complexually unique than the last every single time. It was never the same across the board. The only time I think, yeah, no, no, yeah, it was the same across the board, and there's always an update amongst each of them that made them very unique and very stylish in their own
Mhm.
unique way, which still keeps to the same idea of the Tamagotchi because you can literally hang them on your book bag, on your belt, wherever else you would hang something like something this small and simple. So
Uh-huh.
then you can carry it around every single time, which also brings more of a style play into it a little bit more. So yeah.
But I believe when they were doing the video game, the Pokemon battle games
Mhm.
have more depth to it
Yeah.
than that of Pokemon. Because Pokemon is at one point you get the hang of it, and it's like how you gonna say it's almost broken because there's some a bunch of hack that you can abuse
Mhm.
for your character in Pokemon compared to that of Digimon. Digimon wouldn't know hack. It was all quick, bit of skill and strategy. You got to figure out how to go about it.
In
So I
most
think
cases, yeah, I would say that. But I think also that's somewhat what even makes them, I think, slightly different because with Digimon, I've never like other than one time, and that was from my cousin because he had the game. But other than that, I've never really played a Digimon game, like legitimately played a Digimon game, start to finish across the board as much to my ability of me remembering. Because with Pokemon, I think the reason why people choose to go for Pokemon more is because you're gonna get the full evolution, and even if you don't get the full evolution, you need friends and everything else to make the full evolution of certain Pokemons with certain items. And then it's like you're also gonna collect even the smaller version. And because the TV show shows you these Pokemon able to stay their base form or their somewhat kid baby form and still
mhm.
able to whack bigger enemies, it's like you're even challenging yourself to even do it from that step and be like, okay, let me get a Pokemon that's like this and I'll just keep it small forever, and hopefully I can beat up people with this small Pokemon and laugh at them.
That is true. But what also I do notice in Digimon, it's like it's more of a challenge. Challenge. It wasn't not something easy that you just run through it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I don't think so. There's not a lot of cheating, as far as I know. I don't think so. There's a lot of like gateways of reaching, like pushing your Pokemon to a higher extent. I mean, sorry, pushing your Digimon to a higher extent, like Pokemon, because Pokemon, like literally, you find the code for give me 99, 999 rare candies. Yeah, it's over. You're pretty much crap. It's game
That
over.
and that was very true. That was something that I pointed out several times before. That was the issue with it. But the thing is, to me, I never got a chance to play all the way through when it comes to playing Digimon. Because for the simple fact, when it comes to Digimon, it's all about strategizing and figure out how you go about it. And it was never easy, but I'll tell you this though, when you get a hang of it, you get addicted to it. I think that's what it is. It's like I won't compare Digimon to World of Warcraft kind of addiction, which it wasn't, but it had its own level of addiction to see how far can you reach to the evolution of your characters or your digital pet. What kind of team can you build? Can you build an ultimate team? It makes you want to go back and rethink your strategy every now and then. That's the thing about it. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, yeah, because it's like, because it just like it's really unique, right? Because even when you think about it in like TV shows, it's like, well, these guys only really had like one Digimon, right?
Hmm.
But then you think about it, just imagine the options or the possibilities. Like, well, what is it needed to trigger this Digimon to get to the next, to get to his different formality or her formality versus the one you typically see or what's given to that particular character? Because if you actually do some digging and some work, you actually can find out that this Digimon actually has more than one evolution
And
that is not
that
shown.
what made it very interesting because they start to find out there was too many hidden Easter eggs that have been hidden in plain sight. Then you start to
Right,
realize, well, hold up, am I Digimon one of the legendary, or am I Digimon another dark horse that we don't know about?
right.
I think that would give a type of in depth. But I think because of the marketing on how they are marketing Pokemon, it was overshadowing Digimon growth as a whole. This is why you see, I'm not gonna lie, in the United States, Pokemon dominate the market more than Digimon. But when it comes to creativity and the depth of it, I think Digimon was better to me.
Yeah, because Pokemon, I mean, there are some Pokemon that do have what we like to call like a branch evolution factor,
Hmm.
like Digimon. But the
Hmm.
problem is, unlike it though, those are very like some of it are very simple and nice, but other cases they are very more problematic based upon timing and leveling. Because, for instance, let me give you a perfect example. So Eevee is a perfect evolution beast Pokemon, right? Before, because she can evolve into multiple different formalities of elements,
Hmm.
right? It just needs the stone to evolve it. But the problem is also, here's another trick: you have to do it at the
Um,
right time. And what are you about to say, Jay?
um, so no, to add to what you're saying. So any of the elements it can evolve into, if anything, the only required stone are like Umbreon and Espeon
I know that's what I
and
was gonna get to.
Sylveon. Like those are the ones that require more affection and love, and also, you know, if you want an Espeon, it's got to be in the morning. If you want an Umbreon, which is the coolest looking one, I think everybody in this freaking thing will admit that Umbreon's the coolest. It's got to be at nighttime because it looks like a Pharaoh Egyptian type cat.
Mhm.
And then with Sylveon, you just have to have a lot of love for it,
Yeah.
and then that's when it'll
But
evolve to a fairy type.
Well, thank you,
but
because I was about to get to those.
but since you broke it down that way, it made it seem that Pokemon kind of suspect. Everything is all about emotion, a little bit too much of it. It was kind of weird, if you ask me. I'm not
Well,
saying nothing
You
wrong with
think it was
emotion,
weird?
but yeah, but when everything mostly based on different type of emotion, it always kind of beg the question: what's your hidden or motivate all the different emotion affecting Digimon, Digimon? Because not Digimon, Pokemon. I had that weird thing about it when I think, okay, you gotta love it. I'm like, hold on. Ain't no training, ain't no enduring. Everything's all about love, love, love. I'm like, okay, you're going a little too far with it. It is
well,
feel kind of sus.
yeah, but here's the thing though. One, there is a leveling and training to it. And two, the idea of, well, it wasn't about love, it was more really called friendship in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But either which way, you can call it how you want it. But the thing is, though, the issue with it is like, and I want to say it's an issue. I mean, in technicality, it is because of like the timing of learning the moves that you need to learn by the time you want it to evolve. But either which way. But the thing is it a problem? No, because again, well, here's my thing. What is Pokemon more so than what is Digimon? Pokemon, this is why I say Pokemon's more for kids, because Pokemon is pretty much the entry of kids understanding. If you want a pet, these are the necessary things you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to
I get
train
it.
your pet. You're gonna have to love your pet. You have to feed your pet. All these things, which Pokemon shows you in the TV series. You have to train it. You have to love it. You
A
have to do
lot.
all these things, right?
They showed out a whole lot.
And that's the whole point. And that's the same thing for Pokemon. That is like, if you want to talk about the underwhelming story of Pokemon, that is the underwhelming story. The simple, straight up story is kids with their pets and what it takes to have them. Because that is the idea, that's the identity of Pokemon at the base. And that's the reason why that's the reason why it is like that. Other than like the stone parts and some other notions. But yeah,
Hmm.
for the baseline, yeah, those are the big add-ons.
But when it comes to Digimon, it was so many different factors. Either you got the courage, you got the heart. If you face your fear, you face
Yeah,
your
that
anxiety.
was, yeah.
That was a different ballgame. It was really more like saying, what's holding you back from going to the next level? What are you afraid of?
Mm.
What are you subconscious about? That was a little more realistic kind of thing. But don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, some of the evolution, it kind of like, it makes you to question, are there more to this evolution or are there different variation? Because, like, Greymon, no disrespect, but it let me realize, are there different tribe of Greymon? Because there's like at least 4 or 5 different versions already.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there is definitely different imageries and subsections of different type of Digimon based upon. I mean, I also think it's a little bit a part of regions because again, like if you look at it like Agumon, which becomes Greymon, it's
Hmm.
like there's different parts of different things amongst like different negotiations of how that comes to be what it is. And that's why I'm saying like the unique evolutions are very much imposed upon different ideas. And I think personally, this is why I said like the crest factors, which are labeled to challenges as far as the character of who they are, also determines that evolution. Whereas in other factors, for those people that don't have that or not chosen, are a different breeding line that reflects or provokes something different, even though it's still the same things of emotions, because of course you're dealing with some type of problem or issue about yourself as a character that you have to selfly defeat to overcome this and then to evolve even on a higher level. So yeah.
And this is why I sometimes say what I said, because to me, I feel like Digimon was a much greater anime built than
Oh yeah.
that of Pokemon, and it could have gone much further. I think some of the arc they had, I have a feeling that it was supposed to go a different direction, but due to production cost, they chose to do the otherwise. You can almost tell about it, but that's my opinion.
All right. So let's move on to the next subsection of the show and we'll move on from there. All right. So stories and theme typically followed a group of kids digidestined transported to the digital world. The bond between humans and their Digimon partners is often portrayed as deep emotional connections. They partner with Digimon to fight evil forces and restore balance. Themes of evolution, both literal and metaphorical, technology, and the consequences of humanity's resilience on it, more narrative driven, often darker, with themes of destiny, sacrifice, and growth, a focus on overcoming personal struggles and growing alongside one's Digimon. Yeah, pretty much like I said before. Um, Going on to Pokemon side. All right, follows trainer who captures, train, and battles Pokemon. Friendship and teamwork between trainers and Pokemon, often set in open world regions where players explore, collect gym badges, and defeat evil organizations like Team Rocket. A sense of adventure and exploration in a vibrant, interconnection world. The anime follows Ash Ketchum's journey to become a Pokemon master, the journey of self improvement and achieving goals, etc., becoming a champion or completing the Pokedex. It was going on, Cash Rain Mindset. Welcome. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, go ahead.
I say this: when you look at it, the storyline and the theme, I get it. Pokemon was catered to the kids, That I'm not gonna argue. But the plot after a while, it starts to feel stale. But kids don't pay. A lot of kids don't see that. The way I look at it at the product, Pokemon got away with robbery for multiple years. If you ask me, because the theme is so simple, so straightforward, you can catch on. It would have become stale over the period of time. But the fact it did not come stale because it's only marketed to kids, it's not marketed to teens. So when the kid become a teen, it slipped their mind. They get a next batch of kids to market to, but they never run out of for kids to market to. That's the way I say it's quite like suspect to me. That's my thought.
So this is what I'll say, right? I think the only reason why Pokemon like sort of doesn't really gravitate more to the teens, let alone to the older ones or to the older adults in this case, is pretty much they don't really emphasize the defeating the organizations types. Because pretty much the main thing is get the Pokemon, train, win badges, become a champion, right? So you're showing that competitiveness in the ways of being creative, even though in most cases some of them those creatives were very much botchy, and I say that for a reason because there's a lot of plot armor in that bitch, literally. And even then, for the girls, there was even quote unquote Pokemon contest, right? So you had your competition for the female side, and then after that, it was like, okay, well, the organization fights were quote unquote premature because they were there, but it wasn't like death defying high stakes, the world is going to end type notions unless you watch the movies. The movies is where I think they sort of pinned on that level a little bit more higher, but the regular TV shows, they kept it very minimal. Jay, I know you wanted to get in on the story side. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here. So story wise, the training Pokemon has been where it always been. It has always been what it's supposed to be. Be a Pokemon master, particularly of that, but also go to every region and try to win the league of each one, or try to be the champion of each one. And on my bad, complete the badges of that region, qualify for the quote unquote the Pokemon League, and try to become champion. That's what that is.
Mm.
And and you know, and sometimes people like that over a repeat for a majority of time, especially the new generation coming up, because we had to grow with that as well. Um, the only time I did that and more was X and Y, like I said once again, which is the exception, like the really shiny golden egg, and that's all. Now Digimon wise, it went from we're transported to the digital world. We have our digital partners, our and it goes from it goes from us having these crests to us actually having to save the world. Like I said, it turns into something else. It starts as one thing, but then it turns into something else. Is what it normally happens sometimes. And there are some that do that, and there's some that don't. But majority, I think, after season one, majority of them involving their world being destroyed, particularly. And it just depends on which one is done. Which one is a little bit darker, which one is a little bit uh, deeper. They're willing to test those themes, and everybody knows Tamers is the most loved one. Storyline is I will say this: the season with the slowest start, but has the most amazing payoff. And
Mm.
guys, Tamers the season three. That's what I'm talking about. Not to mention one of the best openings ever. Be the biggest dream was one of my favorites in Japanese. It's another thing. Um, and that storyline is pretty. And then that storyline starts from a kid who just drew his own Digimon. Literally had his own Digivice. His Digivice scanned it and made his own and brought his Digimon to life. So like I said, you need something to start it off. It's a little bit different. That one was like what the fuck started. Yeah, had the most unique, different start to any of the previous seasons that we had ever watched. And also, and like I said, later on, it evolves with other characters. It bases its enemies off the Chinese zodiac, which it does. Davis, which were hyped up pretty well, in my opinion. And then after that, we get involved. We get into Sovereign, and then we get into Deep, which is the big end all apocalyptic, cataclysmic, end of times type thing for which is like the poster boy. I'll say it. I'll say it. I can say this. Season three is the poster boy for like one of the best stories ever told for the later end of the series, and it delivered. We weren't expecting them to go so hard and so dark and touch a theme that would touch or a creature that would touch on a girl's memories. You know, her dysfunctionality, her insecurity, and things that she lacked and feed off of it in order to engulf the very planet that we live in nowadays. To the point where it took the original creators to have to have to come out of the woodwork and actually and actually help these kids defeat the very thing that they created, which is the irony of the world. Like, adults are kids are the one that feel that the world adults are. So this is really more of the adults' problem. Um, and you let kids fight your battle for it. Which by the way, they were the only ones that could do something about it, but also the adults did help. So um, the story and themes that they touch a lot on tend to be more mature in Digimon a little bit, and they tend to have these characters really be going through it. Um, Seasons one, two, three, and four. I can't speak to five personally, but three and four, I think they do a really good job too. They do it with a certain character to make you feel for him, and he has their whole redemption arc. Hence, me and Wally have had this conversation before about Ken. Ken is the poster boy of season two, um, and he's what you get. He's what you get when excellence becomes corrupt.
I never say he was the poster boy for season two.
No. We had a conversation about it. We
I
didn't
know we had a
necessarily agree,
conversation,
but
but I never
he
said
was
he
the
was the
poster
poster boy of
boy.
season two, though. He's
I would
definitely
say
the
he
more
is personally.
he's definitely the more iconic character. I'll give you that much if you wanted to say that.
He's iconic and he's more interesting.
Yeah,
He's
he's
really
more
he's
interesting
really the thing
character
that
amongst the
yeah.
pack, but he's not the head face of the thing.
Well, they all are because they're
Yeah,
more
they all are,
because
but
season
if
the
you had to
season two
focus
cast
on like
the season two cast. Well, hold on, let me finish. Let me help you out. The season two cast is a continuation of the previous cast. They're more so successors to the previous cast. That's what they are.
yeah,
So one and two really season one and two go hand in hand in that regards because we're bringing up an enemy that we didn't know shit about until we bring them back up again. So so really it's really a continuation of that, and also the first generation trusting in the new kids to get it done. But also you do get a team up of the old cast with the new cast at one point, which is probably actually I'll keep it real. That's one of the best things about season two, honestly, is that you get the old Digidestin team up with the new ones, and they personally go through each journey with every Digidestin personally prior. Um, Joe being an example of this. Joe's crest being reliability and him teaching Cody, which is one of which Joe is my favorite because Joe is the doctor. He wanted to be a doctor overall, but he planned on being a Digimon doctor as well. And he told Cody like you have to have more reliability in yourself and things of that nature. And Joe went along the path of teaching this kid, of letting him know like you need to have more of this and that, and also really entrusting himself in like with his crest, like yo, you got this kid. You just got to be able to you got to be able to trust your friends a little bit more, have more reliability. And it goes to show that that anybody who watches Digimon personally, you can always learn something from this. That they are life lessons. Um, whether you choose to follow that, that's depending on the viewer. For people who are in America, I mean, majority of us, we did learn from a lot from Digimon. Like, it is more of a teenager type show, and you're what you're getting is you're getting mature things explored through these kids and through hardships and antagonists that they're going up against. And despite cheesy as it may be, it works every time. Now I can't speak to the new Digimon seasons about Digimon Ghost because I haven't watched those. I do plan on giving it a watch, but I still believe that those themes are really strong and prominent within
Or you
Digimon to
even
this
touch
day.
any of the new
Like they
ones,
still
David.
slap.
Digimon Ghost series is a very
Uh,
unique series, but I would say it took a weird turn. It made it very curious, but I'd say it was very thought out series for sure.
Well, look, I'll say this, right? Sure,
go ahead, Wally.
season one
Yeah.
was definitely season one to season two was definitely the passing the baton storyline between series. Even though you would thought the storyline baton would have been like to the younger brothers and sisters of the two main characters of season one, even though that's not the case.
TK and
Even
Kari.
though that's not the case. Uh
Yeah.
yeah, it was very interesting. But one of the things that I ultimately did love about Digimon was not even the simple fact of the crest, not even the simple fact that each of these guys had to face particular challenges in particular ways, which shows maturity and growth within themselves. But it also showed the other hand, which a lot of you parents should be paying attention to. Your kids go through fucking problems, and the moment you motherfucking brush it off and be like, "Oh, get over it," that's when you're gonna be the freaking person that gets in trouble. Because one of the many things that I loved about the idea of Digimon and even the digital world is the universal world, aka Earth, and the digital world were polar opposites of each other. Meaning, whatever happens to one world will happen to another. And the moment and so pretty much where Jay was mentioning the dark art, Negro, if you don't get the freak out of
What?
here, no one ain't talking to you. How about you get on the panel? Maybe you talk then. With that said, I would say this overall, right? In most cases, one thing's for sure is yes, like I said before, the digital world and then of course Earth, they're two in the same piece. So whatever happens in one will happen to the other, which is why it was the most greediest part. Because like what Jay was saying earlier, within the big time dark arc storyline where they use the kids' fears and their own little traumas to be the creation of this demonic Digimon, which was really going to threaten the world at a stronghold. This was the big pointed factor of why you really need to make sure your kids are okay out here. Because when your kids go through trauma and all these other things, and you want to send them to the doctor and all that crap for drugs and all this, that shit don't help. And if you think it does, you're a fool. Because guess what? That's only temporary. If it still keeps being there, and you still got to keep feeding them that damn pills, it ain't fixed. It's temporary. And that was one of the more overlining part of the story theme that was very significant, and that is always make sure your kids' mentality is always good, because some of them can't carry it on their own to really develop on themselves to see their own issues and problems.
And that would give Digimon a huge prop because throughout the series, if we look at that, it's all talk about affirmation, trying to affirm a person, let them know that you're not alone. You have people who got support, and that it make it a very iconic series overall. But it's in the case of
Yeah.
Pokemon, it wasn't feeling that way. I understand about what you're supposed to do there, but it wasn't feeling like natural.
I mean, I think both do a good job. I'll say this. I think one deals with more mature themes a little bit better, which is Digimon, but also I think Pokemon, which just shows you um, hints. I think you know what I'll say this. I think the movies do a better job personally because I have a little bit biased in me when it comes to like Pokemon 2000, the first movie, three. and a couple other movies, so on and so on. I think they do tend to hit those themes a little bit harder in movies as
They
opposed to
do.
the
To be
show
honest,
wise,
I agree with you.
because they do, and here's the reason why and all that. That's why I
Yeah,
said
it's way
Pokemon.
more gritty.
It's more mature in that regards. Like show wise, not really all there. But when it comes to the movies, I think they do a good job of giving you a message, walking away with a message of each movie, particularly with
But there's
with
only one
Mewtwo.
thing, real
With,
quick, because Jay, I want to add to one thing you said. Right, if you watch the Pokemon movie one with Celebi in it, this is the one thing though that really sort of pissed me off in a way where I'm like, this technically didn't make no sense. And the thing about that movie was the technology that they had to use. That technology was way too advanced.
you're talking about you're not talking about the Pokeballs. You're talking about the Dark
No,
Balls.
no, no, no. Remember that little capture machinery that they did to capture Celebi in? That was way too advanced for their timeline. That was way too advanced.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
over.
yeah.
I'm
No,
trying to
no.
think. You,
Yeah,
you used
yeah.
to capture
Remember,
them, right?
they use a certain technology to capture Celebi, right? And they trapped her in there, and they're constantly
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That technology was way too advanced for that timeline. Because remember, this was before Professor
right,
Oak
right,
became
right,
Professor Oak. That was way too advanced for that timeline. That's so too
right.
advanced. That's why I'm like, that is some weird shit. Like, how can that be?
I yeah, yeah. That's one of the ones where it's just like I tell people, say you got to go back and really just rewatch it. And also, like sometimes you got to chalk it up to like, I move for movie purposes. This is why they did this. Oh, by the way, I'm not defending that. That is kind of silly, but at the same time, we are in a world where like the Pokeball technology literally is something that is more advanced than anything in our world currently, because when you're literally taking a freaking a conduit of energy and transform. I mean, an animal is becoming actual energy, and its mass and weight do not
Mm.
change when you're capturing it into a ball, which is really crazy. Which, by the way, I think I need. There's a YouTube video of a guy that talked about like how advanced that thing is. Because the thing is, if we could do something like that, we could help things. But I do want to give credit to the movies. Like I said, they ditch up on they tend to hit darker themes, a little bit more mature themes, but not show. Digimon the show does it like one for one very well. So so for me, I'm not saying one is better than the other, but I think like I said, I think both hit hard. It's just a matter of, I always say, what you going in expecting.
But
Particular.
that,
Like I said, season 3 and 4, I think are like the more serious ones. The more and also I won't shit on season 2 because near the end of them teaming up with the old Digi, it did get a little more darker for me, which I did like, because I got chills, I got hyped, and it was cool to see DNA digivolve, things like that, and also the fact that this human man wanted to go to the digital world so bad, he was willing to sell his soul as a result of it, and to the point where Ty's team um, had to help the new kids out a lot, on the latter end, where they had to go around the world and take care of the control spires that appeared in the real world. Which, by the way, which was hype as well, because it's like we're getting the old Digidestins again. We're getting to see how these how these old school Digidestins show these new kids how it's done, and also the new kids are learning from the old one, are learning from the old Digidestin. So so even though I say I mean, so even though I'm saying what I'm saying, as much as I love 3 and 4, I still got some love for 2, for at least the latter end, because that revelation, the shocking revelations that come to pass at the very end, are very well written. Um, like I said, the build up takes a while, it takes a really long while, but when it gets there, it's probably one of the most well written things we've seen. Wally? I can't hear any of you guys. I
Oh,
can't hear
damn,
you,
sorry.
Robbie.
I swear I keep forgetting.
There we
Yeah,
go.
no,
Now
I
I
keep
hear.
forgetting my mic. I keep switching my mic on and off. But no.
Are
But
you
one thing
talking?
I Yeah, but one thing
Sorry
I
about
would
that.
say just for before we move on to the next part of this thread is yeah, look, Digimon definitely had a more greedier, darker storyline. I think Pokemon movies was when they got a little bit more greedier because of the level of taboo of just, where it was at that point in time. But that's just my difference. The only thing I would definitely pin a little bit more on Pokemon though is this: how the hell do you got extra characters that are in the Pokemon series that you don't push and pull on? Like literally. Like for instance, perfect example. I mean, technically there's Blue, even though we don't know Blue is alive or not in this whole Pokemon series one way or another, because Blue's, like I said earlier, Gary's pretty much neither a clone or neither one of the other. One that we like to sit here and say. No one wants to say this and say this. This is good to be honest. Neither clone or neither that's the child, one or the other. I'm just saying. Like literally. Literally. Two, there's supposed to be a girl in that same pilot town called Leaf, but they never produce her, even though they always show you at the beginning of the freaking entry video of Throwback Pokemon. She was supposed to be the one that technically picked up Bulbasaur. And just to make it,
We're talking about green. Green.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
green.
well, yeah. And then third, and this is morally pinpoint to, well, this pinpoint to all of them, but this is morally pinpoint to the first one. If Gary picked Squirtle, Leaf picked Bulbasaur, then who the fuck from fucking Palatown picked up Charmander? Like you can't make this up. Like that's the thing. Like that's the one thing about Pokemon at the beginning that was so crappy in a sense. Which I'm sort of glad that Ash eventually did get Charmander, aka Charizard. But like Sweet Mercy, like that just very skeptical as hell. I'm just saying, very skeptical. But all the many side characters that are technically in the manga that are not shown in TV, that was really much of a scapegoat of bullcrap for me because yes, I know the side characters are more so to collect and data and the database and everything. But let's be honest here. They were also growing and training Pokemon too. Why I couldn't see them whoop ass? Like why? Why not? Like seriously. Just that I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Somebody snoring?
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it. All right, so let's move on to the game side. This is not going to be too in depth personally because, like I said before, I really don't really have really played the Digimon games as much, but maybe for David, he'll be in this a little bit more. Uh, game.
Game.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Game varied from RPG, Digimon World, Cyber Slot, to Digimon Pet Simulator. Gameplay varied widely across the franchise from virtual pet simulation to RPG and fighting game. Offered deeper story-driven gameplay, but hadn't reached Pokemon mainstream success. Okay. Digimon game often feature real-time combat and focus on evolution mechanic. Some games like DigiWorld emphasize reading and care for Digimon, while other like Digimon Story focus on traditional RPG elements. I get your point. How would I say this? The Pokemon success is based on one criteria. The factor of a market to the kid and kid have a way of get to their parents.
Well, that's
That's
not
the
the only one. Remember, if you're only one person, you want both. You want both the games.
I can say
And
that.
then two, the other profit is your friends have it. Right? So it's another game for friendship and building friendship because the next person got the game and you want to keep going. You want to have them all.
Very, very
So
true.
yeah.
Very, very. I'm not gonna lie, I do have Digimon Switch. I haven't got a chance to play on my main PC. But I want to do it when I get a chance to, maybe on a weekend or so, because the depth and the map is massive, and the possibility of, if I can pull it off, had three different versions of Greymon on the team. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's just my theory.
All right. You covered the rest of this, or we can move on.
No, you can move on. Yeah.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
Primarily RPG based, turn based battle, catching, training, emphasis on strategy, type matchup, and building a balanced team. Single player campaign with multiplayer option for trading and battling. Game like Pokemon Red, Blue, Sword, Shield, Scarlet, Violet are among the best sellers ever. Pokemon Go revolutionized the modern mobile gaming. I won't say revolutionary, but it kind of like milk it off.
Pretty much. So Eric came in and said, and let's not forget that Pikachu can throw down with Sonic and Mark. Okay, yeah, from that part, yeah, you got a point. You got a point because there's no Digimon in that particular game style within the Smash, yeah, in that universe game. Yeah, there is no Digimon as far as I can remember. Because you have
Yeah,
Pikachu, you have you have Charizard. Yeah, so yeah,
but
that's very true.
it's something that bothered me about Pokemon gaming gaming mechanism. Everything about gaming on Pokemon game is based on color: red, blue, sword, shield, scarlet, violet, green. It's almost as if like if it's not a color, something that go with a color.
Well, it's not. Well, everything wasn't colored. There was also remember there was also replicated off gems because Emerald and Ruby, Sapphire, they wasn't ultimately on color. It was remember on gems at that point. Then they even went from Omega, then Alpha. Technically, they were supposed to be Delta, but they didn't do Delta. So that's the only split screen, pretty much.
But the naming convention kind of odd. Everything based on color: red, blue, silver,
Yeah, no, I get it.
gold.
You're right. That's true. Yeah, but that's base as it goes from this one. All right, next one up.
Creature and evolution. Okay, Devolution is often temporary. Digimon can revert to previous form after battle. Digimon Digivolution is tied to emotional bond, energy, external factor reflecting on dynamic nature of the world or digital world. They can evolve into multiple different form branching evolution. Some Digimon fusion DNA evolution create new forms.
Right.
I believe this was something much more than that because the latest show there was more other emotions into the top two.
Yeah, that's the branching evolution part.
I think yeah, I give it that way. Yeah, I could give it that way. But the
Yeah.
thing about Digimon evolution, it make it more unique. It make it start to look at what if you would have changed certain factor. Like for example, I mentioned Goemon, right? He
Mhm.
has so many different versions of Goemon.
Yeah.
That make you start to wonder what are the factors that give you certain version of Goemon.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Well, yeah, it's the same thing. Like everyone has a connection. That's what I'm saying. Like each of them are very unique in their own way. So yeah.
That's true. Now
So
for
yeah.
DNA evolution, they didn't go into much deep on that one. I feel like they dropped the ball on that one.
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying. The thing is with Digi evolution. See, this is where I would say this. I think if you look at I think was it Tamers or was it the other one? It was one of the ones, right? But those that had to use the data, and the data was based upon the enemies of Digimon that they collected and that they siphoned in their Digivices.
Hmm. And I also know that if you have too much negative energy in you, you can convert your Digimon to something else, much more deadly, give it another different alternative, more evolution.
Yeah, for sure.
and that was very cool about it though. But
Mm.
the thing that where I feel about this about the Digimon versus Pokemon, I felt I said Pokemon was using a cheat code for the longest just to win in battle. Because when you want it for kids, everything about the storyline it sucks. That's from where I'm looking at it. But
Mm.
the last one I remember watching, Digimon Ghosts, I felt that there was something more missing to that storyline. They could have gone even further in that one. But I digress. Pikachu versus Sonic and Mario. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric believes that Pikachu can whoop Sonic
The game.
the Hedgehog
He's talking about the game.
and Mario.
Well, yeah, no, he's saying like because the reason why Pokemon is more popular is because of the fact that you can get Pikachu, the Charizards in that game.
I get it. But you cannot outrun Sonic.
Well, no, I don't think so. He's saying that like literally. I'm thinking he's saying that in the simple fact of the game itself, like because because when you were speaking, you was talking about the popularity. That was part of the reason why. He wasn't saying like, oh no, Pikachu can throw down and beat up Sonic and Mario. He's like he has the ability to.
Mm, seems so. But when it comes to Pokemon, if you don't have the badge, you can't evolve. You get a badge, you need a particular stone to make it evolve.
Well, I mean, the badge part was. I mean, the badge is not really a restriction though.
I beg to differ.
No, it's not a
No,
restriction.
I beg to differ because remember, Ash many times trying to involve a Pokemon, but without that particular badge, she would not be able to do so.
True, but that's Ash though. That's what I'm saying. It's not a restriction. Because there's a lot. Think about it. Think about a lot of characters that are able to evolve certain Pokemon, but they don't have that restriction. And even if they technically did because the simple fact of that was back in the days, but they passed that now. I mean, let's be honest. If the badge wasn't a restriction because of not only the maturity and the mentality of the Pokemon, honestly, badges wouldn't really be a thing. It's just saying because think about it in the game wise and technically in television, the badge was a significance of A being able to use a certain particular move, but B was because of if you didn't get this badge, your Pokemon wouldn't have obedience towards you at a particular level. Meaning, if you pass this level before you even touch this badge, that Pokemon will start disobeying you because the mentality between you and yourself is distant. But other than that, that's what I'm saying. The badge was only a restriction based upon you within the games and more so the TV show, but overall, it's not really a restriction. Because you got to think about it. What about the people that have grown up Pokemon, but they don't go for badges? What about them?
Hmm. I hate to say this, but like I said, what I said, comparing that to Digimon and its evolution, it's more like a restriction. I watched the Pokemon throughout the 90s. It was like a gatekeeper.
I mean, yeah, if you're
If
watching the
if you
show,
don't
yeah, it's a gatekeeper.
if you don't get this badge, based on the Pokemon you have, certain evolution going to be restricted. That means Ash had to go and try out how many times before he could get a badge?
I mean, again, I'm not. Again, if you're focused on the main character, I get it. But if you take away the main character, is it really a restriction?
Hmm,
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not because most people were not chasing badges.
that's true.
And plus, not just Ash. Remember, even when it came to Ash, even Gary was restricted because Gary was chasing what badges. But then when Gary stopped chasing badges, then what? Was he restricted then? No. So I mean, again, if we're just looking at it from just main character to main characters, then fine. Yeah, I'll say yeah, there's definitely a restriction for sure. But think about this: the only small difference is I will eat. Let's say, okay, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you the restriction part, because I'll give you another part. Why would I want to keep having a de-evolution a Digimon that I have to gear up to be bigger at its bigger form when there's other Digimon that are living in that world that already at their big form and they stay like that, period, and without a trainer, aka a caregiver. So I'm just saying.
That's your argument. That's your argument. It's just that the way it's organized, the Pokemon part of evolution, getting to the next level, it's like a stopgate.
No, I hear
But
you.
yet,
Like, don't
but
get
but
me
yet,
wrong.
but,
Like,
but yet, I will say this though: they was talking Pokemon. They didn't have to evolve.
mm,
They were beyond max out at the regular state to the point it did throw a lot of people off.
pretty much. AKA, if you're wondering what Dave's talking about, legendary Pokemon for most of it. The legendaries, the mythicals, yeah. Those didn't have to quote unquote evolve into nothing. They were already big and bad on their own terms, which I ain't gonna lie, that is tough to believe, but okay.
And that's what I'm saying because remember, they were talking Pikachu that were talking there as Pikachu.
Which Pikachu you talking about?
I forgot which one was it.
Are you talking about the one that had the blue eyes?
Yeah,
Oh, that can surf? Well, technically, technically that Pikachu is not stronger than the original Pikachu. And by original, I mean Ash's Pikachu. And the reason why I say that, if okay, here's my indicator. One, technically, the Pikachu that had the surf in the series was a cheat code Pikachu more than anything else, which is why it's not really more so. It's a filler Pikachu more than anything else, and it's a rarity. That's why I say it's a filler Pikachu because it's a rarity. Two, the reason why I also say this is because if you're also thinking about Richie's Pikachu, because it's more unique because of his his look, it's not that much stronger either, even though based upon challenges. Because when you really think about it, here's the reason why I say this Ash's Pikachu is more stronger. Pikachu's Pokeball was literally electrocuting all around that damn thing. That should tell you right there, Pikachu's strong as fuck. Because that's not normal. It shouldn't even be happening.
mm.
And plus, think about this. Most of the skill sets that Pikachu had, aka Bolt Tackle, aka mostly Bolt Tackle, because that was the real tough one. That traditionally can't even be learned by most electrical Pokemon unless you have to do some fixturations or you know a particular thing in the game or you did some cheat code. If we're just basing on TV series wise, most of those Pokemon could not even do that move. That Pikachu could. So yeah, that's my only difference.
I have a question. So, who are the most iconic, famous, popular other Digimon creatures?
Ooh, that's very dependable because there's a lot of them, especially the
So,
Omega ones.
there's at least five.
Uh,
Uh,
well, look, one of them is
you-
War Greymon. It has to be War Greymon.
Bingo.
Yeah, War Greymon has to be one. That's both the normal color and the black one, black and gray one. Those are the most iconic.
And Meta Garurumon, another one.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Now, if you're talking about the remainings, now I ain't gonna lie, the remainings are a lot of fusions. They're more likely the fusions. Some of them pick and choose maybe the pet versionaries, but most of them are the fusions. I think it's Angelmon's one of Angelmon's upper form versions
Hmm.
because that definitely has to be one of them.
Archangelmon.
Yeah, yeah, Archangelmon. That's one of them because one of his movesets are just iconic as heck.
My thing is War Greymon. I feel there was way more to War Greymon than what it is. There's different version of War Greymon. I only seen two that I heard there's another one.
Well, yeah,
Mechagarurumon did a different version or different mode able to achieve.
right.
The part where you have both War Greymon merged with Mechagarurumon, he came on the Holy Knight. That is something like okay,
Okay, wait a minute. The Holy Night one you're talking. Well, okay, yeah, no, no. I gotta think about which
yeah,
one you're talking about.
War Greymon merging with Mechagarurumon, it formed one
That-
of the Holy Knight.
Are you talking about the Holy Night that is white and red? Okay, no, technically that's a different Digimon, but they probably have the same lineage evolution upgrade, but that's a different Digimon though.
You sure about
But
that?
yeah, 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 because I remembered exactly that particular Digimon. That was from that's a different one though, because it had to deal with the red. I forgot what that Digimon's name, but it's a red one. It's but the other person had it, but they're the one that get that evolutionary night status Digimon though. Because I think it's from the Tamers. Because he had that. Because the red one evolution to that big knight.
Oh,
But I,
one no, wait, Agumon, yeah, Agumon to another holding it by himself alone. One with the lance and the shield that we were referring to, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's another knight. So now, since you put it that way, I think Agumon to cheat.
Well, yeah, no, he's definitely the cheat code because he's a creation Digimon. But that's why I'm saying he's technically the more special one because of the fact that one, he's created, and two, he's a split screen off. So that's what I'm saying. Like the one that you're particularly talking about is another lineage breakdown. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm. It won't me want to go back into watching Digimon again all over again because there's a lot of characters I want to point out.
Like that's the thing. Like that's the thing with Digimon. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like when you ask for like the most iconic, famous, and popular Digimon, a lot of people can say a lot of them. I mean, granted, if you want to talk about just being seen is one thing, but there's so much because I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of fusions. Like for instance, Vmon with the golden armor. That was just crap. That was one of my
No,
favorite ones.
Demon, that particular Pokemon is a cheat.
Well, I know it is, but that's what I'm saying.
That one
Like
got too many mode.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But like that's like out of the many of these modes of Demon's modes, that thing is freaking crap. You never see that golden armor again. That is shit is crap. That's what I'm like, bro.
Here's the thing though, I have a feeling that they're keeping the neck version of War Grandma hidden on purpose because that neck virtual War Grandma will be like a Easter egg.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why though is because you got to think about it is because a lot of those things that and I think this is where I'm coming back where we come back to this conversation of the ideal potential of how do you reach to that different strand. What is the data requirement? What is the idea of emotional presence that need to be taken? What is just what is the framework that is needed to guide to that particular evolution? Because I'll tell you right now, when we talk about Black War Greymon, we all know what that took. That took a dark and terrifying place. So for you to have an Agumon and then entering Black War Greymon, you would have to be a dark character. You would have to be in a very dark somatic place. So I can understand what that took to get into that particular data. But other than that, shoot.
But even though you had a Dark War Grandma, the it could not fight. It could not beat the original War Grandma. It's like the original War Grandma would hold him back. And based on power level, War Grandma was considered to be a threat at one point.
Oh, he was. There was not one point. He was. He was for sure.
That is true. I might want to go back and research all the Digimons.
Oh yeah, no, you can look because I think there's a content creator that does all the talks and breakdowns of the many formalities of the Digimon. I have the channel, but I gotta go search it up. But yeah, but he breaks down a lot of the many like formations and everything else of that nature, and like I
Hmm.
think he even speaks how they get there. Maybe I don't know, but it's very intriguing as hell because ever since I found that I realized that they can go through these many different like pathogens of how to get to these extra evolutions with different colorations or different formalities, it's very interesting.
Now, here's the thing: I have an issue with a slight issue with one Digimon. That path they take to evolve. Most of it was mostly through their passion, their bond they build going. One particular series, more like the fight and how much they want to fight. I was like, okay, you just took a detour until they tried this idea, for example.
No, yeah, and I think that goes along with the character though. And see, that's what I'm saying. Because, like you just said, right, the character that wanted to be about the fighting, and notice that Agumon in that particular series had those little those straps on his arms. So again, I think that also goes to the Digimon's personality trait. Because if you notice in Pokemon, right, they'll give you a nature of a Pokemon. Like if they're serious, which also affects their stats. If they're serious, if they're something else, like that will affect a Pokemon's stat line, right? Of how they constantly grow and evolve and everything else. That can affect their stat line. Which I think is the sort of the same way. It's like depending on the Digimon and how they are mentality wise, that will affect how they evolve too, give or take.
That is true. That is very, very true. Let's go to the next slide.
All right.
Forgive me, guys, if I'm feeling kind of sleepy. I had a long ass working match up to the ground, but and I want to make sure I get this show done. I wish I had me dialysis or a energy booster. As long as it's not too crazy, have me going haywire. But I'm doing my best, guys. Anime, the first series, Digimon Adventure 1999, followed Tai and his friend in the Digimon world. The anime often featured a group of children Digidata who were transported to the digital world and paired with Digimon. Each season featured different protagonists and storylines, serialized storytelling with complex character arc and darker, more mature themes. The series had a deeper emotional theme and more significant character growth, known for its emotional depth and impactful moments, such as the famous Leomon death trope. There you go. It's another thing that make Pokemon look l- little compared to Digimon. Emotional development.
Mhm.
It does. Cause I remember one series when you have so much courage, yeah, no doubt, your Pokemon almost like I do is almost invincible, and it feeds
Right.
off it.
So let me move on to the next one.
Anime began in 1997 was hold on. Digimon started in 1997. Pokemon started in 1996, right?
Yeah, maybe I got one of them mixed up, give or take.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Beginning it began in 1996 and continued to the Pokemon
Yeah, yeah.
Harvard current show. Follow as Ketchum, no offense, Ketchum or Ketchup, that's what I was saying. Satoshi in Japan and a Pikachu, meeting new friends and Pokemon along the way. Often compete in Pokemon battle episodic storytelling with overarching goals. at winning gym bad and competing in the league. Battle was strategic, but the show focused more on the adventure and character interaction. Lighthearted and family friendly with occasional emotional moment. Yeah.
Right. Just to give you some more clarity. So overall, Pokemon started in 1996, but their anime series started in 1997.
Very, very, very true.
Yeah. And I did some research real quick on the back end. So funny thing. So Agumon and how he gets his different formalities. So yeah, here's the reason. The other formalities are based upon virus. That's a virus formality. So aka the Black War Greymon is a virus champion.
Mm,
Yeah. So the
makes sense.
normal orange, yellow, silver Greymon that you know, War Greymon, yeah, that's the normal version. But the Black Agumon going all the way to the Black War Greymon is a virus version. And if they were to ever Digi evolution together, then there would be Chaos War Greymon,
Mm,
which is interesting.
very, very.
Yeah. Hold up, guys. So let's move on to the next slide and let's get
Yeah.
back on. So cultural impact. While not as financially massive, Digimon maintains a dedicated fan base. While not as globally dominated as Pokemon, Digimon has a dedicated fan base and is praised for its storytelling and character development, which is facts. Its darker theme and complex storytelling attracts an older audience, often compared to Pokemon, but has curved out its niche with its unique theme and tone, which is very true.
I would say this based on cultural impact. The way Digimon is carved out, it's only carved out to those who have a deeper level of intellect of seeing the big picture for what it is. But
Mhm.
remember, Pokemon it's like I say, it's a cheat to me. It stick to one market and they always win in that market.
Yeah. All right. Slide it over. Poke.
Cultural impact. Oh God. Yep, bragging right. One of the highest grossing franchise ever. $100 billion. While actually dropping everybody. One of the highest grossing media franchise of all time with game, trading card, movie, merchandise. Pokemon card remained a global phenomenon. A global phenomenon that has remained relevant for over 25 freaking
And
years.
still going. I'll be
A
surprised when
first
it's not.
generation plug. Yo, no, do not get my hands up because I hear people back. Well, I spent about 2 grand on limited edition of Pikachu.
Hey, it'll be a collector's item down the line. Uh,
Influenced generation through game, anime, pop culture, known for its iconic character like Pikachu, Charizard. Okay, Me Too, no offense, no offense. They say Me Too resemble the old school mom or school teacher with a more top with a huge waist.
huh?
Yet, right over your head. I knew you were going to do that. When someone told me that thing, I didn't want to believe it until they do a side by side. I was like,
You know what?
no, I swear to
Look,
God.
I'm gonna be
When,
honest
when,
with
when,
you.
it- when, it first,
Here's my thing.
when it first told to me, I didn't catch on until they did a side by side. When I saw the side by side, I was like,
Respectfully,
why did
I
I see
get
this?
it. Here's the reason why I'm so like traumatizedly like still saying huh, but I get it, right? Because this is the one thing. You know, this is another thing I hate about Pokemon. the one that I hate about Pokemon, especially when it came to the legendaries and mythicals of the whole series, they never had a freaking gender, even though they technically gave them a gender. Like literally, Mewtwo was literally a boy. Don't tell me he's a female and then you actually a man's voice. Like no, we ain't gonna do that. It was literally a dude. Mew on the other end was definitely a female. Definitely.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, the polls you were doing.
Well, I'm talking about Mew, not me too. But yeah. We ain't gonna get there. Well, I ain't gonna do this with you. But yeah. But for most cases, there's a lot of certain like legendaries and things like that. They should have just gave it a typing. I think the only reason they didn't do that is because of quote unquote doing the birth habit. But even then, most of these things came from birth anyways.
That are true.
Which is very problematic, but nonetheless, I can care less. It is what it is at this point. I mean, I think there's only a few that can birth because they actually have a baby line, which is only like the more deeper versions. Like if you think of what's that, the sun line Pokemon, and then the moon one, the moon bat. Okay, that small Digi evolution, that was the only trade off that can show you that they had a baby form, pretty much. Even though it was sort of co-op this freak because, and then the whole bike thing, the bike Pokemon with the motorcycle shit. Okay, okay, yeah, but we're gonna leave it right there. But up next, and towards the ending of this, we got the fan base and legacy. So for Digimon, attracts fans who appreciate deeper narratives and character-driven stories, often seen as the edgier alternative to Pokemon with a focus on emotional and philosophical themes, has a cult following, particularly amongst those who grew up with the original anime. All right. And on the Pokemon side of the entry, appeals to a broad audience from casual player to competitive battlers, known for its accessibility and nostalgic value, continues to innovate with new regions, Pokemon, and gameplay mechanics. True. The only thing I'll say it is, there's been a lot of people that have been drawing Pokemon out there that are not a part of the company. Look, Pokemon, do yourself a favor. Just admit that there's some people out there that do it better than you. I'm just being honest. There's just some people that do it better than you. Literally, some. And last but not least, conclusion. Pokemon and Digimon are both iconic in their own right. Both of them cater to different tastes and preferences. Pokemon is a lighthearted, adventure-driven franchise with a focus on strategy and exploration, while Digimon devolves into deeper, more emotional themes with a strong emphasis on storytelling. Whether you're a fan of one, both, or neither, there's no denying the impact these franchises had on pop culture and monster collecting genres. Yeah, emphasize. And on the last tip of this, final verdict: which one wins? And of course, you guys can read on that for your opinion on what you feel. For me personally, Digimon TV show, Pokemon gaming. That's where I put that on. That's why I pushed that. David. Okay, well, we'll wait for David. I know he had a long day. But that is pretty much the synopsis of the whole thing over there as far as this whole breakdown between Pokemon and Digimon, the battle of the pocket monsters, the great history between the two, even though, let's be honest, there really ain't no that much of a battle. I mean, one got the TV series, the other one got the gaming side and everything else that longerly, it's a long list of, pulling every strand of your money out your pockets. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much basically it, man. That's pretty much basically it. But for me overall, yeah, Pokemon, Digimon wins for me, man. As far as TV series, and then overall most things, it just wins for me. Pokemon, it's all right. I mean, I still play the games, but I mean, hey, look, if I played more Digimon games than I did back in the days, and probably it was way more better, I probably would be more consistent with Digimon overall, personally, in my opinion. Because honestly, it was just that good. It was just that good. It was just that good. And like Eric mentioned before, if it was a part of the damn Smash Brother games like it was supposed to, man, look, we would have got some love, man. We would have got some love. We would have got some love. We would have got some more love. Digimon would have got more love out there. Digimon would have got more love. But that is it right there. I think that's pretty much the whole damn show that we got for you guys today. Unless you guys want to keep adding more things that makes the conversation keep on going in the chat. I think we're good here. I think we're good here. Yes, Eric, we truly have. We truly have. That's what happened when work life beats you up to an oblivion, and then you just like you're being dragged to the grave, like David was. Yep. The man, the myth himself.
I had to come and bust your balls a little bit.
Oh yes, please do. I want to hear this because now I got two people that trying to bust my balls today. I shut down one. Let's hear what you have to say.
I don't have too much to say, but both were a good series. I'll be honest. I liked as a younger kid. I liked Digimon a lot better. I will give him credit due when it's due. I just like the story a lot better. Pokemon got boring after a while. It was repeated. Catch a Pokemon, get the badge. Catch a Pokemon, get the badge. That's all it was. It was like kid, but it wasn't like crazy entertainment. If that makes sense.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm making sense.
I think
Go
when
ahead, David.
I think when you're referring to it, the likability of it, it's more like it wasn't enjoyable. Like you click a Pokemon, you evolve it, but the thing was so repetitive. It's like no matter what Pokemon you get, it's the same repeat motion. There was no flair to it. There was no twist and turn to it. It just get about evolve, get about evolve. It kind of like
I like Digimon because it
like a
was more
chore.
action packed, and I'm always more into the action packed stuff, and that's what I liked about it. And it was more engagement for me as the audience as a kid. You disagree, Wally?
Again, I chose Digimon over Pokemon. I'm still waiting for the ball buster here.
No. I was just breaking your chops when I said that.
Ah, see this guy.
You've reached your
And
limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
I may as well just be done talking.
For once in the history of this new show, we as actually let me rephrase. I, Ghost of Sparta, agree with you. The one time and only.
Possibly.
but let be clear. I think that Pokemon is the highway robbery of an anime.
Absolutely. They had catch get grab. That's what it was. Back then, it was a big catch grab. Let's be honest here, guys. Because you had, okay, let's break this down for a second. The Spartan way.
This is Sparta!
So you had a cartoon first. It was very successful. They spinned off what first? The Pokemon cards that I can remember at least. And they were, you could not keep those motherfuckers on the shelf. They were going. Then what's the third thing that was very successful? The Pokemon games, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green. Was it the first
And
three?
green.
It was
Then
actually
Yellow
red
came
and
out.
blue. Green came after they did the revamp for the Game Boy SP.
Okay, I apologize. Then Yellow came out.
Yeah, it was actually red, blue, and yellow. Yeah, those
Yeah.
were the first three.
Yellow, you could not get that fucker on your hands if you wanted to, because everybody wanted to play as Ketchum. The Pikachu was following you around, little guy, like a little fucking little bad a bad prostitute. You can say.
You know what? No.
Wally,
What treachery that you
Wally,
just did?
Wally,
What you just said?
hold on, Wally, hold on, Wally,
Gigolo,
What is going on here?
Wally, Wally, you owe me an apology.
Apparently, what treason? Did you just say a
You
hooker?
owe me an apology. You owe me an
What
apology,
the
Wally. But sadly, he's on point with that one. Wherever Ash go, Pikachu go.
you go Pika Pika Pikachu, Pika Pika Pikachu.
And that every type of variation of Pikachu, it was kind
Sexually.
of suspect. Yeah, it's kind of suspect.
But no. Joking aside, seriously. Then you had some after stuff like the toys were very popular too. Those were you couldn't keep them on a market.
Oh, no, hold on. What pissed me off? They had a Pokemon store, and get what the hottest selling item
Pikachu.
in the store? Bingo.
And I think the Pokemon store is still around. I'm not mistaken.
It had to be near Rockefeller area. If it's not near Rockefeller, that means it merged with the Nintendo store. There's actually a Nintendo store in Manhattan near Rockefeller area.
I'm looking right now. I don't see anything online. I know there's a Nintendo store in Manhattan, Upper Manhattan. I want to say.
Yeah, but it's Manhattan. But if it's like I'm saying, the Pokemon store must have
Oh yeah,
merged
absolutely.
with the Nintendo
Yeah, because
store.
Pokemon is a sponsor of Nintendo. I'm not mistaken, and because they own the rights
Bingo.
for all the games. You okay, Wally? You look like you have a
Mhm.
stroke there, buddy.
Today is your turn. Last week was mine.
Oh my god!
But no, like the Pokemon was a catch grabber. That's what made Pokemon so successful versus Digimon. Digimon is very successful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not. Calm down,
Go,
Wally. Before you
go.
jump on my ass.
You onto something. You onto something. You say Pokemon with a cat grabber.
Yeah.
So who was the higher paid prostitute?
Pikachu, of course.
Oh my god!
What in the hell is this treason?
You've reached your limit on talking.
This is some bullshit.
Up.
What the? You know what?
No, Wally, let's be honest here for a second.
You're out here making Pikachu a hooker.
Hold on.
Now we out here making.
Time out.
You can't make this shit. You can't-
Time out. Don't blame me
you
on this
can't make
one.
this shit.
Highlight Eric comment.
I'm actually doing that right now. I already saw it. Why am I not surprised from our man Eric?
Pikachu.
There you go, Eric. Ask a question. When it vibrate, go Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. Imagine if it made Pikachu sounds when it went off. You guys can give it straight face. At least I keep your ass awake now, David.
I'm sorry. I had a long day. I'm glad that it's making me laugh and keep me up. Because,
But
dude, I didn't eat no breakfast and I'm working hard for this. I want to go in on this one, and you stole the thunder from me. You said something I was thinking of saying, but I don't know what to say. Well, you just stole it from me, so it's all on you now, B.
But it's all serious aside, joking aside, they did have a really good catch grabber. I thought Digimon was a better series, hands down. I remember when they released a Digimon cards for the trading card game. They were nowhere near as successful as the Pokemon cards.
No, we didn't.
Go ahead.
Why? Because the store. I hate to say this. The only trading card that surpassed the Pokemon card was actually the Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I think it was. I actually think it was. Oh my god, what's a card game? It was another one.
Card Captor?
No,
No,
no, I
it
can't
wasn't that
remember what it was
Yu-Gi-Oh.
called. They're still very popular these day to this day.
Dungeon and Dragon.
I don't think it was Dungeon
No,
Dragon.
no. You talking about the ones that got an anime show? Or no, technically these don't have an anime show.
They had monsters on it, some shit like that. Was there?
Wool monsters? Or something like that. No,
I gotta look it up. But the funny thing is, even Toys R Us back then, yes, we're that old, had a what's it called a Pokemon League you can go play as a kid and win badges and a rare card.
It's funny how they don't do that no
Like
more.
I said, it was a cash grab, big time. It was a severely bad ass cash grab, and that was the thing. But if you want to go into deep with it, not so many Pokemon were considered collectible item.
Now they
Well,
somebody else
true,
now.
but even then, it's like only a good certain of them, depending on if you can even get like one of the rarity like imagery cards.
Bingo,
But personally, to me personally,
bingo.
like you said earlier, right? For me, Yu-Gi-Oh was like the top of the crop of card games because it was literally the front and center of the whole damn series, and it has a competitive atmosphere because you're going
And
to
and I
actual
hate to
town.
say that if you talk about collectible items, Yu-Gi-Oh have too many,
Hell yeah, because they're selling too many and they had too many.
too many. The most highly collectible item is Gaia. You collect the 5 cards. That's one. Dark Magician is another
Magic.
one.
Especially at that
That's what it's
classical
called,
circle.
Magic.
Oh,
Blue Eye White Dragon, another heavy collectible.
yeah.
The one that most popular that a lot of kids had back in the day because they were giving it away during the first movie, I think it was.
Oh, the Blue Eye Shining Dragon, or one of the many.
No, it was two cards. It was very popular, and a lot of kids had it back in the day.
Red Eye Black
Hang
Dragon.
on, guys.
No, he said the movies.
Was
He said movies.
Mewtwo from the Pokemon movie, first Pokemon movie.
Oh yeah. For
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon.
And Pikachu's birthday. Now, here's the catch with Pikachu birthday. Hang on, before you cut me off. I know you're going to say that. Oh, everybody had it, but what everybody did was write their names and their birthday on it because you had extra powers. If you were smart like me, you didn't write nothing on it. You put it in your binder, your Pokemon card binder, left it alone, waited years like I did, and that card cost about $1,500 when I sold it. Because
Yeah,
only,
that's what, it would
Once
make
again-
sense. It would be that
Once
cost.
again, cat
yeah, because
grab.
Pokemon has a cycle, a returning cycle. What happens is they're very popular at one point, then they die off like rock, straight down. Then all of a sudden, whoop, they're back up, and the value triple and quadruple. Because I remember when I was trying to sell my cards for a long time. Everybody, I went to comic book stores, collectible stores. The cards are not even worth the papers printed on anymore. Now, COVID came back. Because when COVID started, and then guess what came back? Oh, Pokemon cards are very popular again, and everybody wants them. I wonder why. And guess who
It's
kept
like
all
a
his
stock
Pokemon
market.
cards?
It's like a stock market.
Yeah.
Guess who kept it? I made over. I split it with somebody because I had somebody help me sell them because I didn't have enough time. We made 10 grand on those cards. We split it 2 ways because he did all the legwork and it was my cards. That's why I think it was a fair deal. But 10 grand for something I hang on for what, 15, 20 years, just collecting dust, not a bad deal, I think, end of the day. Now, if you look
Now
at
some of them will have the Pokemon card laminated or
holographics, you mean?
put in some kind of glass
Yeah.
or holographic case, so this way it keep it in very
Yeah.
good condition.
My only thing though, like when we talk about like card duration stuff, I mean, like again, I still put it on Yu-Gi-Oh. Other than that, I don't really put Pokemon that high. I actually put Digimon higher because their cards are way more nicer.
But Magic is worth a lot more money.
And that's the thing, because I don't play Magic ever in my life. And I'm surprised that that's even a thing. Like, I know people play it, but I'm surprised that it's even a fad.
You had to go to those game centers where it's heavy a big that just like Magic, you have to think with Dungeon and Dragon.
Well, yeah, the
It's
Dungeons and
still,
Dragons, that's a
but
classic.
think about it. Dungeon and Dragon, the cartoon series, have been existing since the 80s.
And that's what I'm saying. That's for the oldies. But Magic is so very. That's what I'm saying. It's so different because they've never really built around that to make it a thing.
Okay,
The worst card entry, like anime that they made that flopped was it wasn't Duel Monsters, but it was Duel something,
Mhm.
and that was a major flop when it came.
I'll give you an
No,
example, guys.
it would do month. It was
I
do
got
Okay,
you
but
month.
yeah,
both example. A refurbished Pokemon card on Pokemon game on Amazon goes for about 107 $110, give or take. Now, a
right.
non-opened, never opened a Pokemon game. Again, this is varies up and down. The lowest I have seen is about $450. Four.
Wally, do me a favor. I know you're in Florida. Hijack a couple of kids who have Tony D Pokemon game they never use. Take those bad boys, sell it, you get a new PC.
That's gonna be tough. 'Cause I have some, but they already used though. That's the only crap. That's the only crap part. Plus the skin is already off, so you already know that's even deleted of value. I know, right? I know it sucks. It sucks. It
But
sucks.
we were kids. We didn't know any better. That was the thing.
Well,
So
yeah, but that was that one particular one. I mean, the other one has skins on it, but yeah, I know someone that actually has the classical fire and blue one, but they have it at their house though. I don't got that
doesn't mean you can't rob them.
shit. Yeah, but no, I don't got that. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't commit violence on this channel. Thank you very much. The only violence we commit is only warfare of arguing. Every gunshot was
Unless
pointed
you
at
got that
him.
unless you had that Pokemon game, but they hand it over.
But where my point was trying to get to, Digimon has not ever raised that much value on anything they have.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. That's true.
And I'm not trying to bash Digimon. I'm a big Digimon fan. Honestly, till tonight, I didn't know there were 19 goddamn fucking movies. I only thought it was one, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, they had a good couple. They had a good couple.
Yeah. Only one that I remember is the, what was it called? The first Digimon movie, whatever it was called. No,
Yeah,
Digimon
yeah,
the
yeah.
movie. That's the only one that
No,
I know about.
they had several Digimon movie. Some of the Digimon movie was I don't call it compact version of the series. Like the original Digimon group, they had like a movie like series at one point, and they had the actual series episodes played out based on that movie they did. Because they were the one the character was actually adult.
So let me ask you guys a question because you
They
guys know
might
more
put it.
about this than I do, obviously. Okay, we have the Pokemon, the Digimon the movie, right? Does any other ones follow the first series, season 1 and season 2 storyline?
So say that, man.
Okay, season 1 and season 2. That's the only ones
Mhm.
that I know actually follow their story. Then everything goes all over the place. And that was the first movie based on. Does any other movies are based on like that, or everything else is what are the movies based on? Do
See,
anybody
yeah,
knows?
I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Digimon movies that much, other than the first one and that much of that. So I have to literally dig back and go look at the long list because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know they went that far either. I thought they only did a couple and then they stopped. But apparently they did more than
Yeah,
that.
I'm looking at some of the lists here. It looks like they actually did from the cover art. It looks like they did follow the original for season 1 and season 2 because one of them is called Digimon Saved 3D World in Disaster, some shit like that, and it has Agumon and those guys as a front cover.
Right.
And then you have the Digimon's Adventures, Last Evolution. That's again, but here's the issue with the most American kids. they want it dubbed because they're kids. They're David, I know you're gonna roll your fucking eyes. Stay awake with me. Just focus. Stay with me. Stay with me for a minute. It's they're kids. They want to sit back and be zoning there for 2 or 3 hours, or 45 minutes, or 30 minutes, whatever that case is. They're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking read." They're not gonna do that. Not because they're stupid.
So it's safe to say Digimon, no, Pokemon is more like the undercover version of Peter Piper and Peter Pepper that blow the pipe and call all the kid to fork over his money, right?
I bet you $100 you can say that fast 10 times.
I would even try.
Okay, so look, so here's the rundown, right? So there was 13 movies under the Digi Avengers side of the Digimon series.
Is that the
The
first
Digi,
first season one?
well, yeah. I think it was like
Movies.
1 and 2. That's put together. There was 13 under those movies, or under that time frame. Under the Tamers, there was 2 movies. Under the uh, the Frontier, there was 1. The Digi Squad, there was 2, and then there was an other film that they don't have. I don't think so. That has a real connection. It is just one by itself, and then that's it.
True.
Okay. And I would sit down and watch them, to be honest with you guys. I'm actually going to figure out where I can find them and watch them now because I'm curious.
I have a website.
I think normally they'll be supposed to be on Hulu. I'm not sure that they'll have it.
Uh,
But there's a couple of anime websites that may have it.
Yeah, most of them will have them.
I'll check out Hulu right now, actually. Give me a second. I'm on my phone right now. But
Because
go
the
ahead,
thing
David.
is, but the thing is, like I said, Digimon is one of the type of anime. I feel like it didn't get a lot of marketing push compared to Pokemon. I know a fan. It was whatever they wanted to market it. It was beyond heavily. It was marketed so much. Like it's almost like they shoved it down your throat. Come on, just love it. Don't you like a Pikachu? Yeah, you just saw the Pikachu vibrated to my girl. Pikachu. Oh, excuse me. Eric said, "Dare I say it? I knew a girl who owned one.
That's his personal problem.
Ask how, ask how she got it.
I'm not asking him how he
What she
got
had to
it.
do to get it. And they have the ultimate lightning bolt mode.
This trees.
I know why they're like, what
You
the f is
the amount of
that?
treason in the show. The amount of treason. So much treason.
I
I
had to jump
swear to
on Peter
gosh, y'all
bandwagon.
keep bringing y'all
I had to
niggatries
jump on
up in
Peter
here,
bandwagon. Nigga tree, I'm sorry. The biggest nigga tree was Dragon Ball D
and
for
I'm still cracking on
not
that
only
lead
being
shit.
offensive.
Okay, I just checked out. Hang on, guys.
Everybody,
I checked all the.
watch that episode, and put your comment if you think what we said was wrong.
Please tell him it was wrong. I swear I'll hunt you if you
Because
tell me
I
otherwise.
call Prince Vegeta the Prince of all Pookie. Then Peter said, no. He wasn't the Prince of all Pookie. He was the pioneer that had the game Triple H follow through. You bang the bag to gain the bag.
So, oh, serious joking aside, guys. So, I just looked at all the streaming services. I mean, Netflix, Hulu, uh, what's called it, Prime, Max. I have them all. None of them have the Digimon movies. Not even one. Not
That
even
means that it's
Crunchyroll.
all. Yeah, that's all anime. Then they have it all capped up there. That's why.
No, I mean the lighting inspired
The only thing they have is the original season 1 and season 2 Digimon Adventures
in
in
Hulu,
Hulu
right?
and Amazon and Netflix.
Right. So that means that the rest of them they're more stationary. That means
Most
they don't
likely.
have those. They don't have those. I mean, I'm not surprised because the reason why I was very surprised that they had this much amount of the anime movies is because most of these that I've seen, I don't remember none of these coming out like that.
The only one I remember, and I came across it by accident. I mean, by accident, when I heard Digimon the movie, There was no advertisement about it. I remember going to
Oh
the
yeah,
theater. The theater
that's all.
wasn't full, and that was like opening week. Pokemon, you couldn't even get tickets for the fucking thing. The only reason I got tickets, I skipped school and got my tickets. Yeah, spoiler alert.
He pulled an okie doke.
Pretty much. So I actually jumped school, went to the theater, picked my tickets, and went back to school. So I had my tickets ahead of time, 3 days in advance. And everybody go, "How'd you get tickets?" I went like, "Simple. I just went and got them." Nobody was that smart enough to do that. The only thing I had to go back is, "Hey, I got tickets. Can I get my Pokemon card?" And they gave me 3 cards because I had 3 tickets. So, all right, guys, let's close it out because it's getting late. All has work. Who wants to go first?
I'm
Wally,
burnt out.
David.
I'll make it quick and simple. Once again, night debate, night battle. What's the end of it? Pokemon was a major cash cow, a mega cash grab with the ultimate prostitute, one of the highest paid prostitute called Pikachu. It found its way to our pocket. It forced our kid to hold it at ransom, whereby if we don't get them that Pikachu toy or that Pikachu game, hell shall break loose inside the household. So imagine how many parents were terrorized by the Pokemon movement. And they had to buy the merchandise to make Pokemon a $100 billion enterprise. While our digital was honest and true, Pokemon was doing highway robbery with a gun stuck in your face, and you were smiling still afterwards. That being said, well done, Pokemon, for robbing the nation blind. That's my final thought.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, he ain't lying there. Because if you go look at most of those Pokemon boxes in the stores right now, they're about 100 and plus for some damn cards. And that's atrocious. Yu-Gi-Oh! Please don't follow that bullshit. Seriously, Konami, don't follow that bullshit. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You'll lose everybody. Don't you do it.
Oh my God!
Exactly. And 2, as far as the overall topic goes, like I said, Team Digimon, Pokemon had its purpose. However you want to look at that purpose, but it had its purpose. But Team Digimon over here, all the way. And last but not least, magically, so far, back to back, I can't escape the honest negatory of shit that had to be pulled on this damn show. I mean, literally, neither it's just the young metallical ofness of Ash being young and possibly, entering this whole freaking notion of, some BS. Or neither the bullcrap of just now talking about Pikachu being a freaking hooker that follows Ash around. Lord have mercy. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare on this fucking show. I swear for God.
You've
True
reached
for
your
Kiwi.
limit on
God
talking.
damn it, too.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck you.
All right, guys. So let me do a schedule update because I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be my night off, but I jump in and kind of like put my 2 cents in here. Like
It's kind of fun. It
it
was
was
kind of
fun. I
fun.
give credit. Next week, I might take the night off from work and come enjoy it with the Gundam talk because that's my shit right there. But let's do a schedule update. Tomorrow we are talking about, are there still good men out there? Yeah.
Here's my first
Well,
one.
David's not a good one. He's running away from that problem already.
Is there still good men out there? Is there still good women out there?
Yeah.
If you say yes, then yes.
So, but on Ray is going to be joining us tomorrow. So, because Ray is going to start some fucking shit. I love Ray. He's my boy.
Can you make an entry video for Records
I
where
need
when
to
he
figure
comes
that out.
in, you have it with a sledgehammer, wrecking
I
stain
need to
all over the
find a
place?
song for him to make his how we have yours, and we gotta find him one now, and I gotta find one for Wally too.
What is mine? What is mine exactly?
There ain't no way.
And you laughing?
There ain't no way.
And Wally, and you laughing?
I know he could give me some jacked up ish.
Oh, I got one. Actually, use this one. But
You see the bullshit? You see the bullshit?
on Saturday, guys, we will be talking about Calabunga, the Shadows, the Teenage Ninja Legend, and Angry
Oh, Lord.
Elf is coming back for.
Wally, you
I'm
ready
sorry.
to lose your cool on Saturday?
Say that again.
Are you ready to lose your cool on Saturday, Wally?
Ooh,
If
Wally,
I
you're
make
coming.
it, Lord knows.
So
We
Angry Elf.
That I have to say.
this.
He told me he wants to be addressed like this. His friendly neighborhood Angry Elf will be back on the show on Saturday. Might be a little late, but he's coming.
Eric, no, I do not have a song yet. That what he pulled was just trash. That's not my song. He will have to do better than that. I'm not no $5 hoe at the corner.
No, I'm trying to find what.
And
Let me see
again-
what I have.
And again, Pikachu is $20, not $5.
Well, either which way.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's your angry.
Okay.
All right, so and it's on Sunday on the Gray. Me and Paul are talking. Part 2 is what does love mean to you with our special guest, Boss Man, and we're gonna close it out next week. We'll be talking. These two knuckleheads will be going over battling 1-on-1, mano a mano, Wing versus UC Gundam, the Legend Mecha. So,
We're doing that type of challenge?
whatever you guys want to do, is your fucking show.
Lord.
I got a question for both of you before we go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I that's why I asked, because I ain't gonna lie, Gundam's too high. You know how far Gundam goes?
That's why I said it. That's why I made that topic.
And that's why I asked, because personally, Gundam is too freaking deep.
All right, question for you before we go.
It's too deep to take it by Pikachu.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, question for both of you. Which one is your favorite series? That's all I want to know. Don't get too deep. Pick one series of the Gundams you liked. The
That's
best one you think.
problem. There's
Pick
so
one.
much I can't remember a name.
Momosu Double.
Okay, what about you, Wally?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take that one because that's actually the one I actually can remember.
Okay. As much
I
I
remember
want to
2 minutes,
say
but that one stood out.
the original series was my favorite, is not. Wing was my favorite because that got me into the series. Don't say anything else. That's all we're going to leave it to, guys. Till next time. Guys, this was the Spartan SQ Network. This was Wally. This was...
Hey, no,
Yeah,
screw that. Get him the Piccolo. Get him a Piccolo sound effect or something.
And this was the most incredible man on the earth, Mr. Gigolo, a.k.a. Bear Paul. And I am Ghost Aspara. As always, please stay safe. Stay safe, stay fresh, and please be careful with the snow tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow
Wally
night.
and Paul.
Ah!
Wow.
Spartans, what is your profession?
Hey, I like this one. Polly and Paul.
What the fuck?
I know Reckley's seen this one now. Reckley was like, what the?
Most likely.
That sounds like,
Honestly, guys, let's get the fuck out of
that
here.
sound like an X-rated show
All
right
right.
now.
As always, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Where is it?